On air now. I'm live. I'm talking to live people. Hello. It is 3 minutes early. Look at you. Look at you with your bonus minutes you're getting. You people who got in here early. Brandon LeBlanc, other times, and Apostrophile. Excuse me. Apostrophiles switching to their other account. Thanks, Obama. Thanking Obama that they need another account. So, bringing Topo Chico is a wonderful sparkling water that is all over Austin. So sparkly. It's like really, really carbonated. That's what you want in your sparkling water, you know. This is the live Patreon Q&A hangout that I do once a month. If you're new here, welcome. I've been promoting the Patreon a little more lately, so there's probably some newbies. This is going to be recorded, and the link will remain forever, as long as YouTube exists, or as long as I'm allowed to be on YouTube. Or, you know, I wonder how long that will be. Like, I think I'll probably remain allowed to be on YouTube. Maybe someday, 100, 200 years from now, they'll do a big purge and get rid of a lot of old stuff, but they might just keep it all. And then it'll just sit on a server for years and years and years and years and years. But there will be millions and billions of other bits of data on top of what we're making now. I remember when I first started making videos, I was thinking like, yeah, this is going to live on the internet forever for future generations. It's not. It's going to be buried by so many other things. No one's going to be looking up this stuff. Some scholars might be looking up, and historians might be looking it up. Because think about it, movies have been around, TV's been around for like 60 years, 70 years. Movies have been around for over 100 years. You don't see a bunch of people going digging up old movies and watching them. People are, but they're not. Not very many people are talking about it. It's not a big deal. We forget. Humans forget things. Pretty sad, our capacity to forget. Well, PewDiePie, yeah. Other times says PewDiePie will be allowed to stay. Do you say PewDiePie? I think PewDiePie is probably the correct way, but I would say PewDiePie. Anyway, all poo aside, we're here to answer some questions. Some of you sent me some questions on Patreon. Not very many. Didn't get a lot of questions this time. But let's answer the ones we got. Oh shoot, I wrote down the list of questions, but I didn't write down the person who asked them. I'm gonna go back to the people who asked them. EZD Ezd asked a couple things. What does China do for a living? China works with me. She edits the Weezy News videos. She helps promote things. Yeah, that's what she does right now. The other question that they asked was, can you talk about Zastera? What does it mean? What the story is? What your involvement was with its creation? Zastera is the latest album from my band Driftless Pony Club, and it was named by, I believe Matt or Sam came up with the name. It's the last name of a friend of ours, Bill Zastera from Minneapolis. But it's not really about him necessarily. It's sort of just to honor him. We like he's a musician. He used to be in the band Middle Picker, friends of ours in Minneapolis, and the album itself, what it's about, you have to ask Matt. He wrote all the lyrics. My involvement, I was involved in the early, like he would send rough cuts of songs he wrote, and I was a little bit involved in the writing process of them. I was involved in the recording I gave a lot of input when I was recording the vocals and in the mixing of the songs. But my involvement was actually less in this album than previous DPC albums, mainly because I was busy with a lot of my own stuff. So it was mostly Matt, and you're gonna have to ask him what the lyrics mean. sometimes it's hard to discern what he means by his lyrics. But I have my own ideas about it, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have your own ideas about what the lyrics mean. Okay, another question from another question from Dustin Miller. He asks, if you could collaborate with any YouTube creator you have not, whom would it be? Is there a type of video you'd like to do but feel constrained in some way? Those are two questions. The first one, collaborating, I believe I answered this when someone else had this question. If I could collaborate with anyone that I haven't already. And it's hard for me to say. I like Nathan Zed. I think I really like his videos, and I would like to be a part of that. That would be cool. It'd be cool to do a voice on some of the animated videos. Like I am doing a voice. I did a voice very briefly on one of Owen Rogers' projects. It'd be cool to do voices. It'd be cool to be in a Tom Scott sketch video. It'd be cool to be in Jack and Dean, like the British guys. I like the British sketch comedy guys a lot. Who else? PewDiePie, of course. I have to think about that. Jack's Films. He's funny. I'd like to do a video with him. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any one person that I would want to. But yeah, those just people that I like, and those are some of them. I would say Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link, but I was already on it. I'd do it again. That'd be awesome. Is there a type of video you'd like to do but feel constrained in some way? Well, someone asked, Rohit Garg asked, does this chat also remain saved with the link? I'm not sure that it does. I'm not 100% sure, and I apologize for that. I am looking at the chat, by the way. So feel free to chat away, you 8 people who are watching. A video that I want to make that I feel constrained. I have many video ideas that I have written down, and I recently got into Trello, the app Trello. It's like a scheduling or organizational app, and I'm using it for everything now. All my ideas. It's a great way to organize my ideas in separate categories. Before I just had like one note-taking app that I use that just had a long list of random ideas and books I wanted to read and things from all different directions, and it was very disorganized. I've transferred that all to Trello now, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I've rediscovered a lot of my old ideas. I have a lot of them, and the constraint I feel for all of them is just time and resources. I guess just like getting other people involved. Some things might cost some money. There are several bigger ideas, and the reason, I have 2 videos coming out this week. One of them's already done, already early release for you on Patreon. If you've seen it, did you like it? The other one I shot, it's going up on Friday. I'm going to try to do Tuesday and Friday for a little while. I might go up every week, and I might go up to 3 days a week. But these are like old Wheezy, classic Wheezy style in a way that I think these are some of the best. It's a return to, like, I don't know, 3 years ago, Wheezy Waiter. But it's really, I feel like I have more energy now. I'm getting better sleep. I'm healthier. And it's more fun to make these. I'm reminded how fun they can be. And I'm really excited to keep making these videos. But the key to making these is to not make them too big, to not make them too hard, too much production so that they take so long. And that wears me down, like the Slanted and Enchanted videos. That took longer than I wanted it to, and I didn't like that. But I do like the result. These videos coming up, I think, are a good balance of me being the best I can be with a small production where it doesn't take so long. So these big ideas, I feel constrained to make them because I don't want to take away from these other things that I'm doing right now. I will eventually make many of them. I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you some ideas that I got. Oh wait, the Jab 16 asks, I have a question. I'm writing a book, but I either get distracted from finishing it or I get depressed. Well, that's unfortunate. I think the trick is, I mean, who knows what the ultimate trick? I don't think there's one trick, but I think you just gotta commit to a small amount, 500 words. Sit down and say, I'm gonna write 500 words, and it don't even matter if it's good. Just do it. Get in the act of doing it. Get a habit going, and then eventually, you might write a lot of crap, but you might write a lot. But you write enough, you're gonna get better, and it'll get good. And it's not always gonna be easy. You're not always gonna have the energy to do it, but what do you got to lose? Sit down, write 500 words, 1,000 words a day, something like that. So some of the one of the bigger ideas, a sequel to Everything is Possum, called Everything's Are Possums. If you've seen my old Everything is Possum video, and it's one of my favorite things I've ever done. I want to make a sequel to that, but that's going to take, I want it to be bigger. I want it to be more elaborate. So that would take time. What's another bigger idea I have? See, a lot of these actually aren't that big. I could probably do, but there are some bigger ones. I want to give you. I don't want to give you all. Oh, well, the sequel to Clone Harder. I have this idea about a sketch comedy, a little sketch involving a clone. Sometimes I use my clones as actors. Called 37 Bombs, in which I find a series of bombs around the apartment that are about to explode, and I have to defuse them. It keeps happening. It'll be hilarious if I get around to it, but that's a bigger idea. How do you like all the coffee shop bars in Austin? Brandon LeBlanc asks. They're fantastic. I've only been to a handful, but they're great. I just love the culture here, the coffee shop culture in general. There's a lot. It seems like there's more coffee shops per capita, so they're not really too crowded. I just found a list of some that are along the river that I haven't been to that have great views of the city and everything. I want to go check those out. There's one coffee shop that has a taco truck in front of it. It's Once Over Coffee, the taco truck in front of it, El Primo. I had an El Pastor taco. It's my favorite taco. My favorite El Pastor taco, anyway. There's a fish taco in Chicago that I really love, but nothing has surpassed. Things have equaled it, but nothing has surpassed this fish taco in Chicago at Big Star Taco. But this El Pastor taco at El Primo here in Austin, it was perfect. Just a little unassuming, simple taco truck. Simple taco, perfect, well executed. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Trello. So I have several ideas there. I am getting very serious about making a Wheezy album of old Wheezy songs. Okay. And by the way, as I'm talking, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. You 7 people who are watching, because I went throughout the list of all the questions that people have sent me beforehand. I'm gonna do a comedy album. I don't know when it's gonna get out. I still have to remember how to play all the old songs, and then rewrite some stuff and add. I'm gonna probably work with Nate from Driftless Pony Club to make drums, find a place to record it, produce it, better produced version of all the songs. And I have a list that I narrowed it down to these songs that I think are going to go on the album. This probably will also change. These are all the old ones, and there's going to be some new ones as well. But the old ones, This Is a Song, Banana Song, No I Don't Wear Pants, Gazebo, thinking about doing Gazebo in a couple different styles, Squirrel Song, Cried with a Wig, Sandwich, which is a very old one. You Can't Do It, Just Stop. That was the demotivation song that I did a few months ago. Quiet Clone, I'm going to have Quiet Clone do a song. I'm assuming it's going to be 2 minutes of silence, but we'll see what when he gets in the studio what happens. Average Song, which is also a recent one I did a few months ago when I was doing the daily vlog sort of thing. You Can't Be Sexy, Sexy Clone song, way back when he was first made. What, song called What, which I say what over and over again. I think the video is called What, if you want to find that. The No Internet song. A lot of these feature lyrics and jokes that are very timely, very much for the time that they were made. I'm gonna have to rewrite an update. I don't have to, but I want to. And then some possible new songs that I have. One called I've Never Been to Japan. One called I Have That Same Shirt. One called I Went a Whole Day Without Pooping. One called no, that's it. That's it for possible new songs. Yeah. So Father's Day song, I don't think I'm going to put it on there. Someone's asking about Father's Day song. I just don't. I think because it's just about. I might put it on there. I ruled it out for some reason, and I think it was because a lot of the lyrics were required visuals to make sense, and so it's more for a video than for an album. Other times asks about getting more vlog style videos, maybe a few a month, like I was doing before, possibly. I really want to get back to doing what I love to do as good as I can first, but there will be, I'm sure there will be time when I'm doing videos out and about in town. Maybe it'll be on Weezy News. Maybe it'll be on Weezy Waiter. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Tristan asks, does the whole Patreon perks thing feel weird to you? Like watching early access videos just feels weird to me. Well, no, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, I guess that can be weird. I can see how that could feel weird, but also the early access that I'm doing now, I think in a few weeks it's probably going to be less early. It might be like a day before or like hours before the release. Not all of them are going to be made so far in advance, so it'll be less weird. I think it should feel special. I think you're letting it be weird. Let it be special. Did YouTube demonetize any of your videos? I don't think so. Would I have been notified about it? I guess. I don't think they did, and I don't think there would be a reason for them to demonetize any of my videos. And I don't think I did anything questionable enough to be demonetized. You actually like the Jab actually likes the games I play with China. Do you plan to do more games or like discussion videos with China? Yes, we just talked about what we could do for the next video, and we're going to shoot a discussion video right after this for Weezy News. It's not going to be a game this time. We might do the same games again, and maybe some more, but there aren't a lot of games to do that are like 2 people. But anyway, that was my lovely wife behind me, by the way, in case you don't know. What else do we want to talk about? I'm about to go to Indianapolis later this afternoon. I'm flying away to Indianapolis for a few days to shoot some Mental Floss. Still hosting Mental Floss. They come out like once a month, but I'm going to shoot a big string of them, and then they won't need me for many months. So our Weezy News video is going to be about how to pack and travel light, because we consider ourselves a bit of experts when it comes to lightly traveling. We went to Scotland and for our honeymoon for like a week, just backpacks. We just had backpacks the whole time. So we're gonna do a video about that. I just got a new bag. My other bag broke, my other backpack, so I got a new, it's a heftier, it's a bigger backpack. So it's gonna be easier to take just a backpack. It's all I need is just a backpack. And what else we got going on here? I think that's about it for now, unless you got any other questions. I'm gonna let the lag catch up and see if you have any other questions. It's hot here in Austin. Exercise, my exercise update. I ran 7 miles this morning along the river. It was wonderful. Weather was not too hot early in the morning. I've discovered that's when most people are running, because there were a lot of people running around me, not around me, but like in the same area. I think I may run the Austin Marathon in February. Gotta get serious about the training regimen. Sign up, do it, and this time do it correctly. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching and supporting me on Patreon. It's amazing that you guys do this. Someone the Wolf Guardian has a question. I have a question from a very old series of videos. Was that actually your boss on Free Bagel Fridays? It was. Well, he wasn't the head boss of the company. He was like my immediate boss for the art department. Not really like, but yes, he was my boss, you could say. He was a pretty cool boss. I still, to this day, want to do more of those. Now I live in a different town, but it could happen. All right, I gotta go and shoot this video of China, go to the airport, go to Indianapolis. Thanks for supporting me on Patreon. I'm going to continue to focus a little more on Patreon than I have in the past. There might be more changes happening. So be on the lookout for new perks, new people showing up. Hopefully, because I'm gonna try to make it worth their while. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. Send a message on the Patreon messages. Respond to the message I sent you about this live show, or comment on this. Probably better to send a message. But that is all. So, and the Jab says he lives in Barbados in the Caribbean, and it's hot here too. You pronounce it Caribbean or Caribbean? That's a very nice place to live, by the way. Live in a tropical paradise, according to the way, as I understand it. I've never been there. Other Times says thanks for being awesome. Thank you for being awesome, Other Times. Bye, everybody.